was kind of thinking the other day. I had this weird thought. Does art skill really even matter that much? And I know, obviously it does matter, but back when I was like 20, 21, something like that, and I desperately wanted to break into comics and have an art career and make a living from just drawing things. That's all I wanted. But I really didn't have anything. Just a shy, anxious, weird kid who all I really had was I was a little bit better than average than the rest of the people my age. But compared to real professionals, I wasn't very good. So I just thought, all I have to do, practice, just get good. That's all it's going to take. You know what I mean? I thought, if I can grow my art skill, I'll be noticed, and I'll get what I want. That will be all it takes. That's all you need. And I guess saying that now is, those of you who don't know me, I'm now 32, and I can say that I've been doing this professionally I'm not even good at math, basic math, since 2018. But that's not really the point of the video. I just had this thought. I don't know if this is even making sense, but, basically, I started wondering how much of it is really the art skill. Because, of course, you need to be good. You have to be good enough that people are willing to hire you, or people won't be fans of your work if you're not very good. It's pretty simple. But is that really all it is? Because I was starting to think, what if I kind of look at it like this? If you were like a superhero, and your ability to draw is your main superpower, that's great. But if that's all you had, I don't know if you'd get that far. Because what if the next superhero, they were 30% good at drawing and 50% good at networking, and the rest was marketing? Well, they probably beat that artist that's really, really good. But I guess that's just my opinion. So, what I'm getting at is there's just more to this than the art skill. And sometimes I feel, what's the word? Well, I feel conflicted in different ways. Because I wish it was all about the skill and you just lived and died by that. But I know that that's not reality. It just has me thinking about it. It just has me, trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. Stick with me here. So, sometimes I feel like, let's go back to the superhero thing. of course, as an artist, you want to be as good as you can, but I guess I'm kind of contradicting myself here because sometimes I feel like if I was just better at dealing with people, if I was just more likable, if I was more outgoing, I could really, you know, I'm not even thinking of anyone specific, but I'm sure there are artists out there that aren't that great skill-wise, but they can become friends with anybody instantly and just, and they can get any gig in the world. But I don't hate them for that. It's just, I wish I had a pinch of that. I don't have that at all. And it's not because, well, I mean, partially it's because I didn't work on that, but it's just not, it's not my strength. I'm not a good networker. I'm not a good people person. And this kind of goes for plenty of other careers, plenty of other, fields. I'm not a great marketer. I mean, I think I'm a little better at that than the people stuff, but even this YouTube video, I don't want to be doing this. And I'm mainly just doing it to, it's another avenue to get your work out there. And if you don't do anything other than just draw and post your art, how far is that going to get you? It might get you kind of far, but I don't know. I don't know if this is even making sense. I want to be the guy who you've never even heard my voice. You've never seen me. You've just seen my art. And like I said, that's the end all be all. But it's just not the world we live in. Another thing. People hire their friends. They don't hire based on skill. For the most part, of course, you need to be kind of good to at least get these quote unquote friends, right? But at the end of the day, if people don't know you, unless you're the most popular guy out there, you're not going to even be looked at. And this is just kind of what I've observed. It's not a complaint. It's not a criticism. It's just something I've noticed. And again, it just goes back to, does skill even matter? How much does it matter? I'd like to believe that if I just keep getting better, I'm still kind of in that same mindset of being a 20-year-old kid, thinking all I have to do is get good. All I have to do is just keep pouring into this, keep, improving my skills, and I'll be noticed. Not that it's all about being noticed, but, this is mainly for if you want to do this as a career. Like, if you want to make money from your drawings, I guess this conversation will somewhat make sense. But if you're just kind of doing it as a hobby or you just enjoy making art, I guess this doesn't really matter. But anyway, it just it's something I think about. How much does skill really matter when it comes to art? And another thing, how often do viewers of art or comics or movies or music or whatever, how often is the actual art itself the thing people are celebrating? I just get sick of hype for hype's sake. People are just excited. They're I don't know, they just like noise. They like excitement. They like commotion. They like, hey, pay attention to this. It's shiny, isn't it? Look at this. And it's never really, again, maybe I'm totally wrong in this, but what percentage of that is I genuinely enjoy this thing that was created by somebody? And speaking of that, now we've got AI art. And, it's not even art to begin with. But part of what makes art cool is because, a human made that. A human spent probably years developing a skill, getting better, trying to create things that people will enjoy. And no matter what you're looking at art-wise, whether or not it's your cup of tea, I know I'm biased because I'm an artist myself, but there's something to appreciate there. There's something to step back and go, wow, somebody put that together. And maybe this is all sounding obvious, but again, it's just kind of a thought I had. And the other thing is, I know that most fans, well, I don't know if I'd say most, but a lot of fans can't even tell the difference anyway. And by that, I'm talking about your average standard person who's not super into art or even music or whatever it is we're talking about. They're not really where am I going with this? They're not really they can't tell what's good, I guess is what I'm saying. But then again, art is subjective. Art is completely an opinion-based thing, so who's to say that fill in the blank artist A is so great just because a million people like them. That doesn't mean they're good. It's just a million people like them. And again, I guess that kind of goes to the hype thing. How much of that is just, it's popular to like this person? Are they liking the skill? Are they liking the things they made? Or is it just, again, it's a popular thing. It's hype. It's whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a ramble, I guess, but it's not even, I don't even know how this is coming off. I don't mean it to be negative. It's just, does skill matter? How much does it matter? Another thing, this isn't a roundabout way of me saying, hey, aren't I awesome? I'm so skillful, I'm great, and I should be the most popular guy out there. Not at all. Those of you who know my stuff, it's not the most accessible thing in the world. It's not even the most skillful thing in the world. So it's got nothing to do with me. I'm just kind of going in deep on this topic. And I could probably go in deeper on it, but if I'm being honest, I'm not used to making YouTube videos. I've been recording my voice, and I'm not even sure if I'm going to put this out. So if you're hearing this, I put it out. I just thought, maybe somebody would like to hear this, or they can chime in the comments. Like, what am I missing based on this? I'm sure there's something, and I'd like to go into it deeper, but I'm not great at this. This is basically like my first. I've tried YouTube throughout the years. Really, I'm a fan of YouTube. It's what I listen to all day long while I work. And I've always wanted to do something on YouTube, whether that's relating to the art stuff or just something else completely different. And I've kind of halfway tried here and there over the years, but I've never given it like a real shot. I don't even know if this is the real shot, but it's just something different. One of the things that I've thought about, I've actually got a few different notes and video ideas, so if you want to see those, let me know. Like, was this good? Was this terrible? Was it a rambling mess? I'm definitely this isn't. What's really frustrating is it's hard to put 100% you in audio form. If I was more comfortable or used to this, I could. As it's going on, I'm kind of getting there, but I'm also, there's no script. I'm just kind of, but yeah, if you're wondering, this is my comic I'm working on right now. I'm actually on issue 3. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. Does skill even matter? I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it does matter, and this is just my opinion, but it's not everything, which, again, maybe kind of obvious, but I'd love to not be in social media. I'd love to I'm not sure what I'm about to say here. I'd love to be the guy who's drawing and left to myself, and I put out things, and whether people like them or not, that's for them to decide, and that's really all I want. But I know that's many of us, that's many artists, but then again, there's plenty that, like I said, they're very good at networking, and that's good for them. They're very good at marketing. They're great at taking what they make and putting it out there and getting people to care, getting people to think it's worth buying, think it's worth even paying attention to. What are other... These are just, I guess, 2 that I thought of off the cuff. What are other superpowers that an artist might have that, outside of skill, that might kind of make up that pie chart that would make them a better pro, I guess? Make them a better, well-rounded artist. I'm trying to think at the moment. My mind's kind of blank, but video's going on a while now. I guess that's going to be all. Like I said, if you don't mind, subscribe. If this does decent, I'll do another video. If you even see this. And leave me a comment. Hope you liked it. All right, that's going to be it. See you later.